Hello and welcome to episode 34 of my Minecraft server series. Now, looking at what we have been in the last couple of videos and the to-do list and things like that, and my special little project, I had a thought that we should continue our collection of things like discs and trims. So, once we've had a sleep to turn that night out there, just looking out the window for a second. Once we've had a sleep, I'm going to head out to a trail ruin and just go out and dig one of those up completely and see what we can find within it and see how lucky we are. See if we can get all of the trims and things. So, yeah, hopefully that's what we can get. But first, we must sleep. So obviously you have to kind of come across a trail ruin and things like that. You know, they're not easy to come across if you don't know what you're looking for and where to look. Luckily, I don't have to have that issue because this is a modded server. So I've got a couple of extra little bits to kind of help me out here. Those extra little bits and pieces I have in here. And they are these two compasses. One of them is the Explorer's Compass, and the other one is the Nature's Compass. Now, the Nature's Compass is all about the different types of biomes you can find within my Minecraft server, or within your Minecraft world. So, obviously, you've got deep oceans, you've got deserts, stripstone caves, end islands, and things like that. Erupting furrows in the nether, general forests, and bits like that. So this is all to do with biomes. If I need a specific wood type, or if I'm looking for a desert, or maybe a pale garden, which I know I have been looking for, I did search for previously, and things like that. So yeah, the Nature's Compass is very much biome locations. The Explorer's Compass, on the other hand, is for structures. So, of course, straight off the bat, alphabetical order, you've got the Abydos stuff. So you've got the boulders, the campfires, the cartouche, the cities. I didn't create this while we were doing those bits and pieces. This would have really, really helped when looking for those dungeons on Abydos. But of course, scrolling down, you find bastion remnants, boats, buried treasures, cacti, camps, damaged mushrooms apparently. But what we are looking for, as I said, is trail ruins. And as you can see on the left hand side of my screen, I have found a trail ruin on the coordinates 128 by minus 688, and it's about 800 blocks in that way direction. 800 blocks that way, which actually puts us round about here. This here is exactly what we're heading for. So now if I actually turn my waypoints on, you'll see the waypoint is just over that way. So I can pop these away, and as you can see, I am kitted out. I've got a few brushes so that we can attack those suspicious gravel blocks. And you've got 2 iron shovels here so that we can just dig out those bits that aren't suspicious but can clear out the way so we can get to those suspicious gravels, which is what we are basically aiming for, so that we can get our trims and our discs. So we're just going to fly on over and see what we can find over in that particular area and see what we kind of come out with, really. Over in that direction. And here we are. This is our trail ruins. And we've also come across a light fury. If only I had some fish on me, that would have really been really kind of cool. But alas, we do not. So I'm just going to start out by swapping my diamond shovel for this iron shovel and just start digging down. Because we want to be nice and slow about this so that we don't end up breaking any of the suspicious gravel. Which I think that is one of them. I've got a good eye. And of course I've got my ender chest and my shulker box at the ready so that we can put anything we find to one side. What I might do... What's the smallest tree here, do you think? I'm going to go for this one over here, which is not the smallest. That's actually really quite annoying. We'll go for this one here. Just so that I can create a couple of chests, so that once we actually get down into the actual ruin, we can put all the stuff that we don't want in the chest, and it can stay here. And so far, it's just candles. And it's also things like the gravel blocks and the dirt blocks that we might end up leaving behind. The aim of the game is to destroy the least amount of suspicious gravel blocks. Any that I end up breaking, I shall put a counter up on the screen, so that we can kind of keep count. And it's things like that they need to look out for, because I didn't know that gravel block was there. So that could have been a suspicious gravel. Just trying to clear out as much as I can. Right, there was one just here. And it's all really pot luck at the end of the day. I think that was one of them, wasn't it? Stick one on the counter. Not going to need rockets, so I can just place torches down, which is quite nice. Need to go nice and slow through here. Oh, we've got a pottery shard. There you go. Brush a suspicious block to obtain a pottery shard. Very nice. Ooh, nice catch. And it's another candle. There's another one up there. And it's just yellow dye. I should have placed the torch there above the ladder. There you go. Luckily, we're not a million miles away from home, so if I end up running out of something, I can just take a quick flight back. And another pottery shard. What have we got so far? So we've got burn and we've got danger. Not too bad. Pane of glass. I kind of want to establish a base room so that we can just plonk the chest down and then just keep coming back and dumping stuff in said chest when we are able and ready to. And I think this might be said base room. Oh, there's another one there and another one there. Cool. I know where I'm going to next. So a couple of ideas that I've got moving forward with things like the base and things left to do and upcoming episodes. Because of course you've got the dragons that we've got to go out and collect. Which kind of sounds bad when I put it that way. Because after all, they are living beings, they are creatures. We're not just collecting them to stick on a shelf. We're just finding them a new home, which I don't think sounds much better. But anyway, we've got the dragons to go out and tame and kind of put together a nice little menagerie, for the want of a better word. And then along with that, you've also got the rest of the discs and the trims. So of course we need to find another deep dark, another ancient city, so that we can get the silence armor trim, for example. We also need a couple more of those fragments for the disc. That comes in the ancient cities. So those are another two. I've also noticed that we're missing a couple of the nether armor trims as well. For example, ribs. We're missing the ribs one that you can get in fortresses. So obviously we went out to bastions in the last episode and we managed to get pig step, but we're still missing the armor trim. I think another trip into the nether is coming up very soon, and this time it will be going through each of the nether fortresses I can find. It's a trim. And let's get rid of... Why is it so difficult to get rid of something? If I do that, and I can place that one down. There you go. The razor armor trim. Right, I think... I mean, this one isn't even finished yet. But I think I might start placing down the storage devices over... I mean, what? We can stick the chests over here and start placing the gravel and the dirt in there. And then the other bits and pieces that I don't really fancy. And then if I get my ender chest out, we can place ender chest there. And we can place the other what's it here. So we've got these bits in there. And then those bits in there, and everything else needs to go somewhere else. can't even find the way out. Which I think is here. That's the way out. Which we're not quite ready for yet. Well, add another one to the counter. Doesn't matter how hard you try, you're always going to miss one or two. Don't know why I'm trying to attack that with a shovel. Hey, we've got the relic disc. That's going straight in there. It's best to keep everything nice and empty. Right, let's grab this one over here. It's another trim. Which trim is it? It's another razor trim. Not massively helpful. I was hoping for a different trim. But we've still got a lot of this to actually get through, so... Something I do like about these trail ruins is the fact that they just go on forever. I love the ingenuity behind them, the creativeness behind them, and the fact that at some point someone had to sit down and actually make the ruin first and then fill it with the gravel and the suspicious gravel and the dirt and the stone. It's just such a cool structure. And the mechanic of the suspicious gravel and all the suspicious sand, you know, it's just... It blows my mind. Right, I'm out of my iron shovels. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn all of these into sticks, and I'm going to go back to the base and see if I can't make up another few shovels, so that we can get through the rest of this trail ruins and see what we can kind of come up with. Just gonna make a few more shovels. Okay, so we're back now, and we're just going to jump on in. I come back down here, and that can go in there. What I'm also going to do is just get rid of some of this. Hey, it's another trim. And it's not a razor, I can tell you that much. Shaper. Nice. Right, let's get this one. And that one just in front of us. There's two there. Ooh. there's quite a few in this room. I'm kind of hoping it works along the basis of, obviously, the more you kind of go through, the quicker it cycles through the loot table. I completely didn't see this one. A wooden hoe? For me? Ah, you shouldn't have. I've got a stone hoe. That's much better. Got a spruce hanging sign. Oh, add that one to the counter. I hate it when they're stuck in a block like this and you just don't see them. So that's blue dye. And that's white dye. I know where to come for dyes next time. Oh, and another few. Let's keep going. Well, that's a couple of candles and a lead. And we've got another one over here. And this is another shard. And that is sheaf. A sheaf of wheat. Nice. Oh, it's another trim. Of which variety? Razor again. So we've got 4 trims, but only one of them is different from the others. I was hoping to add a few more trims to our collection from this. Not just 1 or 2. Oh, am I about to get my wish? Where did that go? No, that was another razor, wasn't it? Took me a second to realise what happened there. Add that one to the counter. I think I'm about 4 now, unless I've missed another one, and then in that case that's 5. You just never know when you're going to uncover another suspicious gravel. At least they are ever so slightly different, so you can see when you find one. I swear, all this digging is becoming a pain. Get it? A pain? A pane of glass? No? I'll just continue digging then. And it's another candle. I've already spotted one suspicious gravel. trying to be wary of. Cool, and I just found another, so let's grab this one up here, which has another trim, which I think is different to what we've got. Yeah, that's the host. Nice. So we can add 3 armor trims to our nice little collection. I did not see that one. That one blended in far too well. I'm so glad I stopped when I did. Here's one suspicious gravel with an emerald for me, and another one just above my head, which has some white dye for me. And then we dig out the floor. Not missing these 2 bits of suspicious gravel. It's another wooden hoe. There isn't any more on the floor here, is there? Good. Nice place to pick up some of the this packed mud and stuff. I might come down here and maybe grab some of this stuff at some point, as and when I need it. So we've just done down there. I mean, just because I saw it. Is that a spare of the disc? That is. That's really helpful, actually. Because anything spare can go into my gift-giving chest. It's another one. Trying to remember where other side comes from. Because I actually cannot remember. I mean, one of the other discs that I'm missing is one of the ones from the trial chambers. I can't remember which one it is. I think I'm missing 2. I think I've only got the one from a trial chamber. So, oh, it's a trim. Which trim is it? It's the one that we're missing, Wayfinder. So now we can duplicate those. Cool, we've got a piece of suspicious gravel here. And it's another one of the trims. At this point, we've got all 4 trims. So any extra trims is one that we don't have to duplicate later. We can just add straight into the trims chest in the storage room. Oh, one just went then. I definitely heard that one. But that's fine, because you still got 3 here. Another pane of glass. This one's another trim. And this one is a candle. That basically sums up exactly what you can find in one of these. Pane of glass, trim, and a candle. That was one. That was one. I wasn't expecting that to be one. Where are we at now? 6? 6 or 8? Right, I think it's about time that I emptied my pockets. We've actually come quite a ways down. Here we are, I think. Nope. Keep on going. Right to the end. There we go. Got quite a bit of gravel and dirt. Got another hoe there. More dyes. That can pop in there. We've got another couple of those discs. Bricks, panes. They can go in there, and they can go in there. And of course, this is the order that each of the trims are going to be displayed within the library. So it's going to be the razor first, then the shaper, then the host, then the wayfinder, because that was the order that we uncovered them in. Right, let's go tidy up a little bit. Pick up everything that we didn't. There we go. And we've still got enough tool durability and pocket space to clear out this room, and then I think I'm gonna leave it there, because I mean we've got everything really important from this trail ruin, so it's just finishing up this room and calling it a day. I'm just quite happy that I managed to get through that in about under an hour. So once I've cut out all the fluff... Ooh, that was a close one. Once I've cut out all the fluff, this should be a fairly okay episode. I'm hoping. Oh, another one here. Right. I know there's quite a bit left to uncover here. And, you know, I might come back and I might finish the job, or it might be a job that I do off camera and just kind of finish emptying this place out. But for the time that we've got for this episode, I think I'm going to wrap it up here and have a look at what we actually picked up, and then take it all back to the base, and I'll offload it into the library once we've taken everything out that we don't need, and then yeah, we'll end out the episode. So let's go grab the stuff, and I'll see you back at the base. So here we are back at the base, and let's have a look at what we managed to pick up from that excursion. So, within the ender chest, we picked up some really cool design and detail bits and pieces, things like your candles and a couple of oak hanging, well, not oak hanging signs, we've got a couple of spruce and an oak hanging sign, which I'll add into our woods chest. The candles for now and the lead, I will see if I can find some room in here. What I might actually do is swap a few bits around to kind of keep these bits all in one place. So maybe the phantom membrane can go back into here. And that way you've got all the different candles in one space. There aren't any other candles in here, are there? No, good. We've got an emerald, a piece of coal, and a piece of string. Well, the string can go into there. The emerald can go right off into this barrel here. And then the piece of coal, that can just get chucked into one of these chests in here. And I'm going to say that one because, meh, why not? In the shulker box here, we've actually picked up quite a few bits and pieces. A few detail bits and pieces, things like the pottery shards, which I think what I'm going to do is grab myself a shulker box and just take all of these pottery shards and bung them in the shulker chest, so that that's all in there. What's left is a few of the music discs, one of which is going to stay in here. The other two are going to find themselves in here, in our duplicates box or our gift box. So if I were to make a gift, I can bung in any one of these items. And then you have the armor trims, which a couple of them we only have one of, but we can always pop back over to the library and duplicate those up. I'm going to leave one of the razor trims and one of the shaper trims in there, but the others I'm going to leave in here. I need to figure out which two actually went in here, because it would be nice to actually have them in here in the order that I found them in. So I need to figure out which one. I think one of them is the coast armor trim, and the other one... I'm trying to think what other one I've got. I'll have a look once we're back down in the library. But yeah, all of this is going to go into the library. So, without further ado, I will meet you in the library to keep its location a secret. So, off I go. And here we are, back down in the library. And it is looking rather nice now. I've managed to finish all of the structural beams in the roof, and I think it looks really quite nice. I'm thinking of an idea for these little squares, but I haven't quite finished the idea generation for that yet. But I'm thinking some form of, I don't know, conical shape, or like a pyramid shape, so it kind of gradually gets smaller, and then light will hang down in them, or I'll keep the lights in these bits, and I'll put something else, maybe some birch bits, or I don't know. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. What I have decided is I don't completely like this section here, because you got almost the roundedness or the gradual step down in these corners on each of the different struts and things, but then you've got this harsh 90-degree angle just above it, and it doesn't quite match up. You've got the gradual curve, and then you've got the harsh 90-degree. So I know I want to do something with that. I just don't know what yet. So that's something I'm trying to sort out. But we are down here for a specific reason, and that is... Okay, we're going to do this room first. Oh. And we are going to grab each of the trims and place them in their proper order. Oh, now that is a shame. That is an absolute shame. It would be nice to have all 4 trims. Okay, that's fine. So that one goes there, that one goes there, that one goes there. And we'll have that one on its own over there. I could swap that, put that over there, and put all the... Now, it's staying like that. But it is growing, look. I might have to take that one out at some point and just move everything up. I think that, the upgrade template, is what's pushed everything up. I don't think I initially counted this into the total number of armor trims. So, we'll see what happens. But I mean, that's how many we've got left. 6 empty display stands here. But I mean, there might be 7. So, not a lot left to get. But I know where I'm going at some point. Because one of those is in a mansion. And I know where there are a couple of them. And then we can put the nice little relic disc there. A few more music discs to actually collect now. But we are slowly gaining a collection, and it's looking really quite nice. I do like what we've got going on down here. and that can be removed as well. So yeah, potions are still potioning. Haven't started on the enchantment books yet, but I'll start at some point. I haven't decided whether to do them alphabetically or not. Although, why wouldn't you? But anyway, that is what I have time for today's episode. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it hasn't been too samey and boring. We have managed to add to our collection, which is very, very nice. But until I see you in the next episode, bye for now.